The hallways overflow with passing students. The grass, wet with the morning mist, sparkles with the harsh glare of the southern sun. The messy dorms with books and unwashed clothes sprawled across them hold many secrets all shouldn't know. The loud roar of the bears as they, no wait, that's my stomach growl. Welcome to Tip There. Hello listeners. To start us off, the carnival took place on Saturday. Many students disappeared from this event. If you have any information on them, please call the station. If you see any rogue clowns, stay inside your house and lock all your doors and windows. Stay away from the windows. And above all, remember to save the cats.
Breaking news. The Floor is Lava Challenge is the hottest internet trend. Hurry up and get off the ground because whatever you're standing on will be quickly consumed by lava. Everyone but Mike knows this once childhood game, now internet meme. This fun little game tops all internet challenges that precede it, like the Andy's Coming Challenge or the Mannequin Challenge. If you are playing, do not use a human as your safe ground unless you have their consent. Some people, like Mike, have just now figured out how this entrancing challenge works. But for those of you who don't know, this challenge is to lift yourself onto a perch and strike a fabulous pose in order to avoid touching the ground. If you see someone clinging to the wall like Spider-Man to avoid the ground, do not attempt to talk to them. Call an exorcist immediately. On the flip side, if you see someone like Mike, for example, on the ground when it is lava, feel free to laugh at them or post it on your Snapchat story. One last message before we leave. The floor is now lava.
Tipsters may have heard some controversial debates being thrown around. I'm going to set things straight for you. First of all, bagel bites and pizza rolls. As proven by our scientific discoveries, bagel bites are much more humane. Bagel bites have the perfect ratio of cheese to crust. Pizza rolls spill molten cheese onto your tongue and have proven to be a danger to the tip community. It has also been debatable if waffles or pancakes are better. The answer is very simple: French toast. Many of you may have seen students walking around with pins that say feetsteeps. This is not a mistake. The proper term for the sound of feet thomp thomp thomping is feetsteeps. Are hot dog sandwiches? No, because hot dog describes a long narrow chunk of meat. The bun is separate. Therefore, a hot dog would not be considered a sandwich because it has no bread. Another controversial subject is kazooing. Kazoos are not toys. They are highly advanced and dangerous musical instruments. Kazoo at your own risk. Lastly, the debate between burritos and tacos has escalated. Burritos are obviously the sane choice. When a taco is tipped to be eaten, everything falls out. A burrito is wrapped in a nice warm bundle that keeps everything intact. A taco also has layers of filler which makes it hard to taste everything in one bite, while a burrito is filler dispersed all around. Tacos are a disgrace to the cafeteria.
A quick public service announcement. A warning to stay away from the creative writing kids during, before, and after evening study. They are up to something mysterious and can possibly be dangerous. Our spies reported that during their last meeting, they were laughing hysterically. For the safety of yourself and others, stay away.
Warning: watch out for the Lula cult, aka the Lulas, as they prefer to be called. They can be found in the Green Building in room 250. If you find someone praying to a green noodle, please contact the Tipville government immediately to have them treated. Stay away from these people. They are insane and angsty. If you find a poem or story worshiping Lula, please leave it in room 250 of the Green Building. If you see a green noodle with glasses, a red nose, and lips, please evacuate the area. Thank you, and stay safe.
I'm sure you're having a great time at Duke Tip, but you need to know all the dangers of this beautiful campus. If you don't, well,
it's not my fault if we find your body.
First, let's talk about a very perilous subject, kazooing. One girl on the first floor reportedly received 4 kazoos in the mail. Her location is now unknown.
Next, we'll chat about something the caretakers of Wake Forest love: trees. Do not approach the trees. I repeat, do not approach the trees. If you do, unknown beings will come for you in the night, and you will not return.
Now, we will talk about what we all dream of doing, say having lights on past 10:45. If you have your lights on past 10:45, they will find you, and
it will not be pretty.
And now, the laundry room. If you go to the laundry room, proceed at your own risk. You're lucky if you ever get your laundry done while you're here. It's better just to wear dirty clothes.
Presently, we will talk about everyone's favorite subject, oddly enough, homework. Do not do homework. Do not take your books home. You will not be found.
Let's turn to something that is very dangerous, the games. Do not play Ultimate Frisbee. You will either be beheaded or trampled. Do not participate in any water balloon fights. You will lose both your electronics and possibly your dignity.
Now let's turn to the most dangerous subject, the cafeteria. While visiting the cafeteria, you may contract Salmonella, Ebola, Zika, malaria, the flu, Campylobacter, Listeria, E. coli, Staphylococcus, I don't even know how to pronounce this one, and possibly death.
The most dangerous food to eat in the cafeteria is the breadsticks. You do not know if they will be rock solid or extremely soggy. Do not eat them. Finally, do not go to the dish return. What you see there will not be unseen.
Now that you know about all the dangers of Duke Tip, have a wonderful and safe day.
If you can.
Now time for the news with Emmett, Jack, Taylor, and Ella.
As you all know, Quadfest is coming up. 4 teams, blue, red, green, and Grello, go head-to-head in competition, and by the end of the day, one team is named victor. The days leading up to Quadfest are filled with tension. Acts of vandalism and sabotage have been reported by the Grello team, and the perpetrator is currently trying to be found. Who do you think did it? My vote is on the green team.
There have been complaints from the residents of the first floor. They differ in details, but one thing is for sure. They have all heard the thomp 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 of feetsteeps. Lock your doors tonight, civilians of Tipvale. The resident duck detective is still figuring out whether it's a malevolent ghoul or simply the second floor residents being jerks.
Over these last few weeks, there have been no ships as covered as Squalula. Fuzzy Squid and Lula have been on and off for the entire camp. But after their last breakup, these 2 lovebirds were seen holding hands at Starbucks. By the way, Fuzzy Squid didn't even get his class anything. But anyways, it looks like the rumors of Squalula have come true again.
Recently, there have been more and more frequent and violent attacks on the non-binary room. While no deaths have been reported, that is always a possibility. Several serious injuries have required medical attention. Attackers beware, the non-binary room is angry and ready to strike back. They have sharp claws and teeth, so be afraid. Very afraid.
The cafeteria workers are currently mourning the loss of 9 bagels. On Thursday evening, a worker noticed something missing from the bread basket. Not surprisingly, it was the bagels. No person can possibly eat that many carbs in one meal. So could this be the work of one hungry Jew or a felonious plot to rid breakfast eaters of deliciousness? No one knows, but until the culprit is found, no bagels will be served again.
There was some major TA drama on Baker Street this week. A murder that for days had the duck detective stumped. Yasser was killed on Thursday by Ash in a brutal fashion. Ash was apprehended Friday and sent to the Duke Tip County Jail. This is not the first time a TA has been murdered. It seems that once a year a TA is killed. It's suspicious. Very suspicious.
And that concludes today's news. We'll see you next week.
Poem of the day. Oak, oak, like, it then. Cold, some wild paddle. So, sky then. Flee, you say. Geese, geese, the boy. June of winter. Of again. Oak sky. By Joseph Saravolo. If anyone can interpret this poem, please tell us what it means. Contact us in the Green Building in room 250. We really need to know. We're very confused.
The Tipvale Committee of Safety has closed down the Grape Fanta dispenser in the cafeteria. Whatever the dispenser has dispensed, it was not Grape Fanta. An anonymous citizen who had tasted the drink told us their experience in an interview. It was the best drink I never tasted, he said. When I tried to drink it, it just reappeared in the cup, but gave me a vague idea of what it would have tasted like. But when I looked back at the drink, it was different. Instead of a cup of the drink, I now held a frozen solid form of the drink, carrying liquefied plastic. In shock, I dropped it, but it didn't shatter, the floor did, and it revealed up. At that point, an unexpected occurrence knocked our guest off the air. However, we assure you our recent guest was entirely delusional. The cafeteria hides no secrets. One more reminder, do not enter the new Pasta Station construction area. Important construction is happening there.
This is Chloe and Soul with your daily traffic report.
Moana songs are currently blocking all sound waves, and they will be brought up anytime the topic is irrelevant.
The cafeteria's stale foods and fake chips will block airways. Avoid this section if you value your life.
Group chats are very dangerous, so students join them at your own risks. Beware of high texting speeds. They will harm you and your sleep pattern.
Other camps are currently slowing down TIP students' brain and Wi-Fi speeds. They are very dangerous, so avoid at all costs.
This is Ironically Bad Reviews talking about Moana. Moana is the worst Disney movie since Aladdin. Moana is a failure on almost every level. The characters are racist and offensively inaccurate, and the animation is worse than Shark Tale, without the memorable morals, emotions, and style that made Shark Tale a modern classic. Moana is a mess visually. It looks like it was made in Microsoft Paint over a single sleepless night. The editing is terrible. There is an alternate ending mashed in a random scene. It's surreal how bad the movie actually is, and that the creators could not see it. One of the worst problems with the movie is their portrayal of Maui. In the comics, Maui was half a shade of brown, darker than he was portrayed in the movie. The fact that this whitewashing is allowed in 2017 is amazing to me. Also, there are scenes played for comedic effect where Maui is a half-man, half-shark hybrid, which is insensitive to the plight of sharks. The only silver lining is the theme. Moana first does not accept her role as chief of her tribe, then decides to accept her new role as chief of the tribe. Then, when she realizes what her people originally did, she decides to go be what she originally wanted to be. I love the positive message of this. Do whatever your ancestors did, even if it's wrong. The songs are absolute unenjoyable cancer. If they get stuck in your head, you can give up right now because you're better off being 6 feet under than having to listen to the songs of Moana. The movie's ending is terrible. Its audio equivalent is "You're welcome," but every time it says "You're welcome," a meme shows up. The movie is so bad I won't even bother saying spoilers because the movie is borderline unwatchable. The movie is implied to end in a storm that kills all of the characters. I'd give it a 1 out of 10, still better than The Dark Knight and Empire Strikes Back combined. This has been Ironically Bad Reviews.
And now, the weather.
Tick tock, tick tick. This was like tick tock, tick tick. Look, look, look for the day long. This is the most tick tock. Boom, under the bed. To the lady boom. This is a porky slayer. Boom, it's just a big boom. Under the boom. The lady boom all the way.
Here it comes. Everyone do the back dance. We're doing wonderfully.
Boom, Buffet, boom, boom, boom. Girls on the boom, boom, boom. Snakes got to boom, boom, boom.
What Hogwarts house are you? A brave Gryffindor? A cunning Slytherin? An intelligent Ravenclaw? A kind Hufflepuff? Take the official Tipvale quiz at www.thisisfake.tip. You have to do this. It's not a choice. The last person in Tipvale to not take the quiz was banished to the isolation room. Please be safe and be proud of your house.
To those faithful people following the practices of Lulism, here is a kind announcement from the Lula Circle. Here are the green promises that you should follow every day. In the event that Lula is in the cafeteria, you must be as well. Whenever you are passed by Lula or come across her, you must pray to Her Highness. Every day, being blessed by Lula before class will wash away yesterday's sins. You will show your respect to Lula's one and only, the fuzzy squid. Putting the fuzzy squid against Lula in a debate is a sin that cannot be forgiven. You must give a compliment to your fellow Lulists every day. Keep these things in mind all day, every day, and you will prove your loyalty to the community.
A list of things. 70s disco moves. Ultimate Frisbee. Thomp Thomp Thomp, a feetsteeps. Fuzzy squids. Green pool noodles. Relation tips. Fake frosting, unreal cupcakes. Ducktectives. Oak. No homework. Laundry. Edgar Allan Poe. Kazoos. Good night, listeners. Good night.
Welcome to Tipvale is a production of Duke Tip at Wake Forest University. It was written by Creative Writing and produced by Max Dosser, also known as Fuzzy Squid. The voice of Tipvale is Max Dosser. This episode's weather was Boom by Charles Trenet, with special guests the Lula Cult. Check out oursoulIsABlackHole.tip for more information on this show, as well as our books Dangerous Kazooing, Squilula, the Official Guide, and Isn't Cannibalism Great? Today's proverb: it's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Everything is terrible. Good luck.